Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of LA Noire. If you guys are enjoying this series, do not drop a like. It does help the series out a lot. Let's continue where we left off. Let's do the next traffic case. I think I remember this one. Is this the one where he walks out in the streets? Yeah. Yeah, I remember this case. I did this case like over 10 years ago, so a very long time ago. I don't remember all the answers though.
All right, gentlemen, I just got this handed to me. A hit-and-run felony at Ray's Cafe, 208 North Los Angeles. Got a patrolman on site. The coroner's on his way. Get down there, see if you can find any witnesses who can put a make on the car.
Okay.
That bum took a swipe at me. I put him down with my...
Okay,
He ran the light on Olympic, and we finally...
Ray's Cafe. Also, that case, there's, I don't want to spoil anything just yet, but I'm going to say there's a lot more than what it seems.
But I ain't got time for talk.
Also, another thing is, this case actually has two different endings, and both of the endings, there's not necessarily a good or a bad ending, they're just, you know, whichever ending you dislike better, but I will basically show both endings also.
Looks like the DA is going to press charges. And Rodriguez might do time.
I'll speak to the DA. She suffered enough.
I don't know, Cole. She's an easy make, and the DA likes conviction.
I'll convince him to let it go.
How do you do that?
I'll give him something better.
Yeah, so detectives can usually talk with DA's district attorney, so it looks like he's going to be pursuing charges against Anna, which Anna doesn't really deserve to be charged for, you know, what happened. It was Gabriel who had stolen the car. She knew about him stealing the car, that's all she was pretty much guilty of, and she knew that he had possibly brought some stolen stuff home. But she cooperated with the police fully. She doesn't deserve to be charged for that.
Detectives, over here.
Cole Phelps, traffic. What have we got?
Vic is a white male named Lester Pattison. Walked out of the bar and into the street. Car hit over there, and he ended up here. Dead on impact by the look of it.
Have you canvassed the area?
The only one with anything useful to contribute is the young lady over there. She lives above the bar. Name is Shannon Perry. No, it's not a stage name. 24 years old, she left Kansas to follow the Yellow Brick Road.
Is that so?
We'll take a formal statement later. Right now, we're going to take a look around.
Okay, let's take a look at this scene first. The hat. Body.
Landed on his face and ended up here. Car must have struck him from behind.
And here's the thing is, police are always going to be doing an investigation, checking how the victim died, even if it's obvious. If, like, he got run over by a car, they're still gonna do a careful autopsy report, at least today, to see basically what the cause of death was, just to be 100% sure.
We can notify next of kin.
Okay, that's it. I don't think we're gonna get any more from this. There was, I'll tell you something, one of my all-time favorite cases on a TV show that I've seen, I don't remember the case name in the show. It was a fictional case, so it wasn't real. But if anybody's ever watched the TV show Monk, I think, like, Monk was one of the best detective shows of all time. It's that private detective that was in San Francisco, California Fire and Life, Lester Pattison, 182 North Hope Street, Los Angeles, California, January 5th, 1947. Dear Mr. Pattison, it is with great pleasure that we acknowledge the receipt of your application 14F and pre-approval has been granted to raise the weekly premium on your life insurance policy from $3.70 per week to $5.90 per week. This raise became effective on January 1st, 1947. So, that's actually a lot more money. You have to think about that every week. Building up, where our standard veteran care policy entitled you to a lump sum payout of $10,000 in the event of your ultimately death or permanent incapacitation. This new plan secures your beneficiaries a sum of $16,000. What the F? We at California Fire and Life thank you and wish you good health and security for the future. Curtis Benson, Vice President, California Fire and Life Insurance. Before I talk with the Monk case, I want to say is that life insurance is actually a motive that is, you would be surprised how many people are actually killed over life insurance. It's actually very common. And that's actually one of the things police check. One of the first few things police check when somebody dies is they check, does the person have a life insurance policy? And you would be surprised, criminals will kill like a family member of theirs literally 1 week before after they took out their life insurance policy. So the person will take out the life insurance policy, and then right after that, somebody will kill them. And the police and the criminals think that the police are not going to check that. But anyways, what I was saying about Monk is this is why it's important to basically check bodies detailed for autopsy reports, because even if it's obvious that somebody died a certain way, you still want to be 100% sure. So there was this case in Monk that happened. And basically, the case in Monk, it was an armored truck driver. The armored truck driver was eating bought a candy bar. He was eating the candy bar. He goes out to the parking lot where his armored truck is. And right when he's going to get his, get back in his armored truck, somebody takes his handgun and shoots him and runs away. The armored truck was not robbed. And what happened was
What have you got on
police.
the victim?
From all reports, he was intoxicated at the time of the accident. I'll know how intoxicated once I've done the autopsy. Looking him over now, I'd say he died on impact.
What about the chest wound? Isn't that inconsistent?
Yeah.
Very common in auto injuries. Look for a car with a prominent hood ornament. Those things are killers.
It is possible that he got partially impaled too. But yeah, like right here, see this? Let me move this. Yeah, see that? All that blood right there? And let's look at the blood on the over here too. Okay, wait. Yeah, okay, so there's not that much blood here. But on the right side, on his chest, there is a bit of blood. So anyways, what I was saying about the Monk case. An armored truck driver gets a candy bar. He bites into the candy bar, then he goes out into the street, into the parking lot, getting back in his armored car. Somebody takes his gun, shoots him dead. The police, I remember in the episode, were struggling to find out what it was about, because the armored truck didn't get robbed. They were thinking that maybe the guy didn't have access, the robber didn't have access to the armored truck. But here's the thing. There was never a robbery. The armored truck driver was actually the target. And who killed him? It was basically like a doctor scientist. So there was this doctor that basically wanted to kill his wife. And he worked at a lab. And the doctor had basically taken some chemicals, some poisons from the lab, and so he wanted to kill his wife. I think it was like for insurance money. And what happened is the doctor, what he did was he decided to poison a bunch of candy bars and bring them to the supermarket. And he thought that if people, bit into the candy bars, got poisoned and died, that people would think it's a serial killer, and so the doctor would never be suspected of his wife being poisoned to death. However, a coworker of his saw him taking the chemicals, and so at that point he knew he had to get rid of the evidence, because if people started getting poisoned, he would be the first suspect. So he went to the supermarket to try to buy all the poison candy bars. Unfortunately, one of the security guards, the armored truck driver, actually ended up taking one of the bars, but bit into it. He was already dead before he knew it. He started dying, he fainted, and the guy actually, the doctor took his gun, shot the armored truck driver when he was already poisoned, and ran away, and that was so that the police would not do a poison test. That was pretty much, I think it's called a toxicology report. That was primarily for that. It was the shooting was meant to cover it up. So that wasn't a real case, that was a made-up case, but the point is that you always want to check, you always want to check a body, do a complete test, just to make sure you're not missing something, because even if it's obvious they died one way, they could have died from something else, actually. Wow, look at this, drag marks, yeah, that's, ooh.
Body traveled a good 20 feet.
There's no way that he would have survived that. But even if he did survive that, he probably would be paralyzed for life.
I don't come down to the station house and tap dance on your desk.
This blood is a long way from the body. The car must have been going like a bat out of hell.
That's relevant too. Look at that. The blood, this piece of blood is farther away from the other blood. So there's blood right here, and then there's more blood over there. How does that make sense?
So the driver managed to brake before the impact.
They weren't trying to necessarily hit them. But what I will say is this would actually probably happen in real life. If somebody ran somebody over, they probably would run away, drive away. Even if they are even if they're completely not at fault because they're scared they're going to get accused. But it's never a good idea. It's like, this is a horrible, you know, incident. This doesn't happen to a lot of people, but when it does happen to somebody, the best thing to do is to stay at the scene. Do not leave the scene. Don't. And the exact same thing happens with a self-defense situation. Like, if somebody, you know, somebody defends themselves, because in my country, in America, in a lot of states, you actually can carry a firearm. And what people, the one big mistake that people make, and I remember my professors, they went over this a lot of times, that if somebody jumps somebody else and they defend themselves and they pull out, the person defending themselves pulls out a gun, shoots the person, one of the biggest mistake that people make is they leave the scene after that. Because when you leave the scene after that, you're seen guilty of that point, and that's really bad. Is you don't want to leave the scene. You just want to stay there. You don't even have to talk to the police if you're like involved in a self-defense situation, but to stay at the scene. That's just it. Don't even have to talk to them. You can just say, I want a lawyer, but don't leave the scene, because that's going to be really bad for you, and that might be used against you. I'll check the garbage here. Okay. I guess nothing in the garbage. Always look through garbages just in case. I'm missing something. There's something I haven't found yet. Also, when it comes to photographs, before the police even touch a piece of evidence, before they even bag it, somebody will come over with a camera and they'll take a minimum of 2 pictures. Yep. This is what I was looking for. This. Look at this.
A knife covered in blood.
Could be a steak knife. This is a hit-and-run case, Phelps. Anyone could have thrown away a kitchen knife.
In any case, we'll want tech services to scrub the alleyway before they bag the knife.
And also, I didn't remember that knife was there, for people wondering. Oh, I can climb this? Is there been anything up here? But this is so weird right now. But I didn't remember that even though I did this case like 10 years ago, I didn't remember that the knife was there. I just always check the garbage. Nope, nothing here.
Not much help. Probably nothing.
There is something I'm still missing. What is it? The music hasn't stopped playing, so I'm still missing something. I already looked at this. Maybe there was something with his hands that I missed. Ring is usually a good way to tell if somebody's married. What am I missing over here? Okay, let's go talk to the witness then.
Miss Perry?
Yes?
I'm Detective Phelps. This is my partner, Detective Bukowski.
Shannon Perry, eyewitness to hit and run. Eyewitness report. Okay, let's see.
Can you tell us what happened?
Well, I came to the window because I heard people arguing downstairs.
Came to the window because I heard people arguing downstairs. Well, I came to the window because I heard people arguing, downstairs. New clue, argument overheard. The very straight
Aren't you
face.
at least gonna try to catch the man that did this?
I remember that what I remember about her is I remember one of her statements is false. I remember that. I'm very sure one is true and one is false. It's just that the thing is though is I would normally normally say that it's true, but that pause that she took, well, like that, I just don't like that. I don't like it. Maybe I'm just going too crazy with it. Let's use intuition. That's the community. Go good cop. Yeah, I should have just. I was going too crazy personally. I was thinking too much into it.
Then what happened?
I saw a car hit that poor man and knock him down the street.
What kind of car was it?
A dark red Lincoln Continental.
Not really any reason for her to lie. Good cop.
Did you see the license plate?
Only the first three letters, I'm afraid. 3C8.
Okay, we're on the right track. Argument overheard.
Tell me more about the argument you heard.
Well, there were two voices. A man and a woman, that's all.
Something's off here. Something's not right. That he was intoxicated also. Okay, so he was drunk. Okay, let's see what accused is. Probably not the right one, but...
That's a nice story, Miss Perry, but it's not what really happened.
You think I'm making this up?
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out.
A weird line. I'm gonna go with bad cop. Watching her for just a little bit, seeing how she acts.
Why are you holding out on us, Miss Perry?
I'm sorry. I was hoping to tell my story to the newspapers. I'd like to get my picture in the paper. Trying to find
Idiot.
work as an actress, and things are pretty difficult.
Cough it up, sister. We don't have all night.
People arguing? They were husband and wife. I could tell by what she was yelling. Intimate things. Very embarrassing for the man.
Thank you, Miss Perry. Your information has been very helpful. You can go now.
You really think so? I hope you find that driver and put him away.
You certainly got away with the dames, Phelps.
Give it a rest, Bukowski.
Let's see what the patrons have to say.
I'll take the bartender. You work the rest of the room.
There's clues in here then, that's what I'm missing.
Courtney, come in. Have a seat.
Thanks, Doctor.
How are you finding working at the clinic?
It's, fine.
Are you sure?
Can I be honest with you, Doctor?
I would hope so, Courtney.
I was hoping that the therapy would be more beneficial.
Treatment can, unfortunately, be very long-term.
So many of the patients here are addicts, Doctor.
Many of them have been for years, Courtney. In the past, these people were condemned to sanatoriums. If we can reveal the root of the problem, then we have a chance to help them.
And until then, they stay sedated?
Do I detect a hint of reproach, Courtney?
I was expecting more, Doctor. I'm sorry. I don't mean to criticize.
Part of being a physician, Courtney, is learning to be patient.
How is it possible to keep so many of them on their medications, Doctor? Many of their addictions are illegal.
Oh, many things in life are gray, Courtney. What may on the surface appear to be illegal is actually of benefit to society at large.
Here's the thing, it's actually not illegal to be a drug addict, so it's not illegal to be addicted to drugs. You just can't have drugs on you. There's no charge of arresting somebody for being addicted to drugs, only for drug possession.
I'm Detective Phelps of the LAPD.
How can I help, Detective?
Your name would be a good start.
Dudley Lynch. Hired help. I run the place when the owner ain't around.
Where is the owner?
He stepped out. Somebody had to take Lorna, Mrs. Pattison, home.
Well, that's his wife, the victim's wife. Hit and run incident. Bartender at Race Cafe. Hit and run incident. Okay, let's see here. Doesn't seem nervous.
No offense, fellas, but having cops hanging around ain't exactly good for business. No offense, fellas, but having cops hanging around ain't exactly good for business.
Okay, he just repeated himself. Okay.
What can you tell me about the accident?
Not a lot. It was busy in here, and all I heard was the impact.
No. The accident, the argument. Not a lot, it was busy in here. All I heard was the impact. No, the argument.
Why are you lying, Lynch? What are you covering up?
Is that the best you've got? You expecting me to confess to being the driver?
The thing is, I'm wondering if this is the right one to choose.
No offense, fellas, but having cops hanging around ain't exactly good for business.
Witness report overhearing an argument prior to the accident. I'm gonna say this.
I'd suggest you speak to someone who saw what happened. I'm about done speaking to you.
That's so dumb. That like I had a witness statement that there was an argument. Okay.
Do you know the victim?
Yeah, Lester Pattison. He's a regular here, or he was.
Not one of your favorite customers?
Lester was special, but not my kind of special.
Was Lester drinking alone?
No, he came here with his wife. She didn't seem too interested in the booze, though.
Argument overheard in bar. That's... I should have paid more attention to the book. Okay, argument overheard in bar.
A witness overheard an argument.
Lester and Lorna. There's nothing like airing your dirty laundry in public, is there?
Lester and Lorna. There's nothing like airing your dirty laundry in public, is there?
Why was Lorna Pattison in such a hurry to leave? What is going on here?
Lorna was pretty upset, so Leroy took her home.
Yeah, I knew he was holding out.
Lorna and Leroy are close. They've been talking about opening a new bar.
Leroy?
Leroy Sabo, the owner.
Joint business venture, okay.
How long have Lorna and Leroy been talking about this new bar?
Who knows? I just served the drinks.
Bartenders hear all sorts of things. Are you going to tell me, or do we have to start playing
exactly.
rough?
When Lester was drinking, he treated Lorna like dirt. He gambled away all their money. Lorna pitched Leroy about the bar. I don't know how interested he is.
Is Leroy doing well?
Hell no. The only thing keeping this place afloat are the poker games.
Thanks for your help, Lynch. I'm going to need you to sign a statement with the patrolman.
Sure, no problem.
You get anything out of the regulars? They weren't giving too much away. They liked watching Lester and Lorna go a few rounds every other day. And Lester was a fan of the love tap.
Also, bartenders are familiar with a lot of patrons, and it's like that's the person that you want to talk to. And usually, here's the thing: is bartenders a lot of times are just bored, and so they're gonna be paying attention to a lot of stuff in the bar. Especially if people are like having an argument, bartenders are gonna take a look at that, like, hey, what's going on over here? Like, they're not necessarily gonna intrude, but they're probably gonna listen in.
So this is why everybody comes to Ray's.
Poker game. Okay.
Operator, give me R&I.
How can I help, Detective?
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need to run a partial license plate, 3 Charles 8. Cross-check possible Lincoln owners. Suspect vehicle is a red Lincoln Continental.
Just a moment, Detective. Only one possible make on that license. Registered to a William Shelton, 738 West Temple Street.
Thanks for your help.
I'm kind of pissed
like we
that I
caught a break on this one.
messed up that question on the bartender because I was getting everything right so far, and then that just.
We'll check in with you.
Okay. I'll get him onto a slab. Should have the report soon.
Thanks.
There's something I'm still missing here.
We've got a couple of leads to run down. You have it under control here?
Sure. As soon as the coroner gives the word, I'll finish up here.
Doesn't look like
Useless.
anything.
Like the music stopped over here, so. What am I missing? I never heard the sound stop that I guess, did I actually find all the clues? Because I didn't hear like that big... Did I hear that big sound before? I don't think I did, so maybe I'm just looking around for nothing then. Her music is on too. Oh. Okay, I guess I got everything I needed, okay. Oh, there's our car, okay. Pattison residence.
So the wife was there when it happened, but then left the scene.
You're right. That's pretty unusual behavior.
Yep, this is
Could be in
exactly...
shock. I saw some people do some strange things in the war after their buddies got there.
Maybe. Maybe she doesn't give a fuck. According to the patrons, her old man was a piece of work.
You don't think...
Phelps, the guy was run over. So it worked out well for this broad. So what? Maybe she deserved to catch a break. Who knows?
Watch what you're doing!
Almost had perfect driving on that too. Pattison residence, okay. 5:10 a.m.
Yes? Hello?
Mrs. Pattison.
Is this about my husband?
We're investigating the incident, ma'am.
I see. Come in, won't you?
Oh, it's a roller sim. Oh, they're all irrelevant. Poker table in here too.
No good to me.
Can't go in there. I don't think there's anything here.
Can you tell me what happened?
What's to tell? He got hit by a car and now he's dead.
You don't appear to be too upset about the fact.
Lester and I met on a furlough in '44. We got married that weekend. People don't understand it now, but that happened a lot back then.
I see. So you probably did well to stick it out this long.
What's that supposed to mean, mister? I think it's about time you left. I have someone here,
I
and
beg your pardon? You're gonna have to run that one by us again, sister.
It's okay, Lorna. I'm Leroy Sabo.
Well, well. Nice to see you're comforting the grieving widow, Mr. Sabo.
All right, wise guy. Do you have any intelligent questions you would like me to answer?
You can confirm Mrs. Pattison's story.
Lester lost at cards. He was kind of hard to control when he lost his temper. He turned without looking and walked right out in front of the car. It wasn't good.
What's your relationship with Mrs. Pattison, Mr. Sabo?
We're friends. Good friends.
You expect me to believe that?
Look, I was filing for divorce. Mental cruelty. Lester could be a mean son of a bitch.
And Lester knew about that?
No, I hadn't told him.
Well, hasn't this worked out well for the two of you? I feel almost bad for busting in on this little rendezvous.
Okay, hit and run incident. So she probably married Lester for his money. That's when she said that we got married within the same week. Hit and run incident.
How did the car come to hit Lester?
He walked straight into the path of an oncoming car.
Walked into the path of an oncoming car. Yeah, I can't stand her.
You expect me to believe that, Lorna. It's all very convenient.
Gambling for Lester was like the needle for a hophead. He was yelling at me. He was yelling at the whole world. I kind of felt sorry for the driver. Poor guy had no chance.
Yep, so it's bad cop. Nature of argument. Yep, there's stuff she's not saying exactly. Notice how she...
You think I got nothing better to do? Beat it.
Yep. Yeah, look at that. See that? Right there. Like, when she just looks away, yep, she's hiding something.
You were arguing in the bar and on the sidewalk?
We were always arguing. So what?
Bad cop.
Admit it, you were baiting him, pushing his buttons. We can easily get the full story from the regulars in the bar.
All right. Lester was playing cards out back. He lost, of course, and wanted back in. He suggested I earn the money on my back to get a mistake. That was the proposition he was putting to his so-called buddies. So maybe I was a little angrier than usual. Let's just say I took exception to his idea.
Partnership with Leroy Sabo.
The bartender said that you and Leroy were planning to go into business together. Can you explain how you'll get the money to do that?
I have a little money saved away.
No. Insurance letter. Life insurance, that, yep.
You're being economical with the truth, Lorna.
You want to back that up, little man?
Insurance.
You increased the premium on Lester's life insurance. GI insurance policies have a $10,000 payout.
It was Leroy's idea. Lester lived on the edge. He was always getting into fights, crap games, pinochle, you name it. Turns out it was good advice.
It speaks to motive and premeditation, Lorna.
You're forgetting the hit and run detective.
You and Mr.
I can't
Sabo
stand her
have
already.
an interesting day.
I'm sure we will, officer. Now, if you could both just leave.
We're leaving, ma'am. Sorry for your loss. I can see what a tough time you're having with all this.
And I'm trying to remember whether it's actually true that Lester was as toxic as she claimed. It actually might be the opposite. It actually might be she was the toxic one in the relationship, maybe not even Lester. Here.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Messages for me, please.
Just one detective from the coroner. Message reads, Phelps, see me at Central Morgue immediately. Results of the Pattison autopsy.
Thanks.
Pattison autopsy, okay. Gonna go to the morgue first.
Shots fired off needs help. Chateau and Valencia. Chateau and Valencia. Shots fired off needs help. Unit to handle code 3 identified.
Morgue. Yep, I remember this place too.
You're a couple of slates short of a full roof. That's that guy.
We can put the driver in front of a judge in less than a week.
You'd be making a big mistake.
Run that by me again?
The victim was dead before the car hit him. 2 puncture wounds to the right side of the thorax. Second puncture reached his heart.
You're kidding me.
Been doing this job 23 years, son. No one's ever laughed at one of my jokes.
He was stabbed to death?
Long, sharp knife. Length of a bayonet.
We found a knife in the alleyway.
Where is it now? Was it bagged?
By Patrolman Kaplan.
Perfect. I'll get you a definite match.
Jesus, we got him. Murder 1. We were right there and they tried to stare us down. Now they'll both get the gas chamber. We have the knife, we have the coroner's report, and I bet we could roll Sabo as a witness. Let's bring her in.
So, we're gonna go to the guy's house because I want to tell the guy that he didn't, because that's extra dialogue. If you actually find the knife, I'm pretty sure that's extra dialogue that he actually says that we found the knife. So, like, certain things, evidence that you find, will have a little extra dialogue. Okay, let's go to Shelton residence. Talk to the owner really quick. Oops. Okay. There's the car right out front.
We have the knife.
The car is probably gonna have some damage.
That's the son of a bitch right there. William Shelton?
Yes?
It doesn't look good, Shelton. You packing your bags and making a run for it? You know why we're here.
Yes. The accident.
We've got witnesses who can put this car at the scene, not to mention the physical damage. This is open and shut, Sheldon.
That coward thinks he can run from everything.
I like how it just changed the car to apprehend William Shelton. Okay.
Lay into his wheel arches. Come on.
You spin them out like that. Crap, what are you doing running in the streets? Okay.
Enough games, Phelps. Take this guy out.
No wonder he killed someone, driving like this. Don't let that asshole get away.
Damn, he's okay, his car is still going.
All right, I give up.
That's it. Cuff him and we're done.
Hands behind your head! How does a vehicular manslaughter rap sound, Sheldon?
I hit him. I admit it. I just panicked, but it wasn't my fault.
What do you mean?
The guy jumped right out in front of me. He came out of nowhere. There's nothing I could do about it.
Why didn't you stop?
I've had accidents before.
That's it. We're done here. The DA is gonna love you.
They weren't all my fault. I'm a surveyor. I need my license for my job. There were people around. A woman and a man were standing right next to him. I thought they could get him to a hospital. I'm telling you, it's not my fault.
The guy is dead, Shelton.
You can't be serious.
William Shelton, you're coming downtown. We need to talk about a manslaughter charge.
So, initial report came back with an ID on our victim, Lester D. Pattison of 182 North Hope Street. Captain wants us there double quick.
Okay, oh. Why can't I drive? Why is he...
You can drive.
All right. Where to?
Addison resident. Okay, I guess this is the end of the thing. Is there like an interrogation with Shelton? I don't remember whether there is or not. Okay. Residential address of Lester Pattison. Okay, now I'm... Oh, okay. I was confused. Okay. Okay, so let me show you guys the both of the endings to this Shelton residence, Central Morgue, pre-crime location. Okay. Cafe.
All units, officer needs help. 333 South Main Street. 333 South Main Street. Officer needs help. 211, the shots fired. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
Christ alive!
A little bad on my driving there, sorry. Okay. Ah! Okay. Oh my god. Try not to cause damage while driving, but it looks like it's gonna go bad here.
We've spoken to the coroner, Mrs. Pattison. He confirmed your husband's cause of death. We'd like you to come downtown and answer some questions.
It wasn't me. It was Leroy's idea. Leroy stabbed him. I had nothing to do with it.
Where is Leroy now?
He's in the bedroom.
You're very good, Lorna. Put the gun down, Leroy. If you do something stupid now, you don't stand a chance in front of the grand jury.
Nice of you to give me up, sweetheart. All that whispering in my ear telling me how we had to get rid of him, how good it could be, all the money we could claim, all that planning, how to get him into the street, how to make it look like an accident.
For God's sake,
you had
Leroy,
all
shut
the
up!
bases covered, baby.
I have nothing to do
you
with it.
You think I'm gonna fry for you,
He's
Lorna?
a crazy man. Shoot him. Shoot him, for God's sake!
It's too late, Sabo.
So yeah, so she was planning the murder with him as well. Everything that he was saying was true. Now him, I don't remember whether you can take him alive or not, but I'm gonna see if I can take him alive.
Stop or I will shoot.
Okay. Crap.
Are we gonna make a bargain or what?
How long do you think you can hold out?
Have it your way.
Oh crap. That was bad. I was gonna... That didn't work out well. I was surprised. I don't know how he brushed that off. Like, I shot him in the foot, and I thought it was over, and then it was just...
Pattison. We'll shoot! Stop, or I will shoot!
Yeah, so you can take him alive. It's just a little hard to do, but you can.
So, I give you a hit and run. You bring me back fraud, conspiracy, and first-degree murder. This is how a good detective operates, Phelps. You take nothing at face value. You keep digging and asking questions until you get to the truth. You got some sharp elbows on you, detective. I like that. Keep up the good work.
So, Oh, okay. Okay, I will show you guys the other ending right now, because the case has basically two endings. The reason I backed out of that really quickly is just so that doesn't finish the case, just so I don't have to go through the whole thing again. And I can just show you guys the second ending, because there's two different endings to that case. So that's that ending there. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys now how to get the alternate ending. Now, to get the alternate ending, basically, you have to not find the knife. So don't find the knife until the very end. If you find the knife early, you can't get the alternate ending.
We can put the driver in front of a judge in less than a week.
You'd be making a big mistake.
Run that by me again?
The victim was dead before the car hit him. 2 puncture wounds to the right side of the thorax. Second puncture reached his heart.
You're kidding me.
Been doing this job 23 years, son. No one's ever laughed at one of my jokes.
He was stabbed to death?
Long, sharp knife. Length of a bayonet.
So the hit and run was a cover-up?
I'd say he was stabbed twice at very close quarters. Both wounds thrusting upwards and then pushed in front of the car.
Easy, Tiger.
Clever, really. I almost missed it. But the trajectory of the wounds was all wrong if he was impaled by the hood ornament. Find the knife, detectives.
Yes, sir.
It all
So
comes
that's
back
the
to the crime scene.
dialogue you get if you don't find the knife.
We need to hit Ray's one more time and trial for evidence.
So there was some truth to Sheldon's cock and bull story after all.
Didn't stop, but he didn't kill Patterson either.
I'm no betting man, but I know where I'd put all my chips.
The grieving widow and her shoulder to cry on.
Now all we need is a murder weapon.
Yeah, so this is basically the alternate ending now. And when I played this game the first time, I basically got the ending where you confront her at the house, and then he appears, he shoots her. But this is the other ending that you get. This ending might be actually better than the other one, because I don't think she dies in this ending. So, you know, you can use her as a witness too, I guess.
Lester could be a heel,
We just wanted
but
to check the crime scene over one
that's
more
a
time.
lousy way
Mr.
for
Sabo,
anyone to go out.
If that's all right.
Can you be quick about it? Cops are bad for business.
Really? We'll tiptoe, Sabo. You won't even notice us. All right, step by step, check every inch of ground.
Now we just find the knife here. The idiot, and the thing is, his plan might have actually succeeded if he hadn't thrown it in the garbage right next to his, into his bar. And here's the thing about this, is, this is actually very realistic, is criminals actually do this stuff, is they will throw away the murder weapon like a block away, like right next to the murder scene, like in the dumpster, because they think that police won't check it. So you're like, oh, you know, no criminal's that stupid. People do this. They do this.
I'm sure Carruthers will confirm this as the murder weapon. Let's talk to Leroy. See him explain his way out of this.
Yeah, Leroy's got some serious explaining to do right now.
Leroy Sabo, you're under arrest for the murder of Lester Pattison.
Not gonna happen, fellas.
Go! I'll bring the car around and head him off.
It's too late, Sabo.
I want to show you guys where he goes. I don't remember where he goes on this one. On the other one, he grabs that girl as a shield, but I wonder where he stops here.
Sabo, stop or I will shoot!
Murkowski cut him off, but he's going for the roof. Crap. It's the button to take cover again. Okay, it's R1.
Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
You look spooked, Phelps. I thought you'd been under fire before.
It never gets any easier, Bukowski. Have patrol pick up Mrs. Pattison.
Yeah, so that's if we kill him there. But I guess shooting him in the legs kills him. And here's the thing is, this is one thing that people don't know, is that in video games, oftentimes if you shoot the enemy in the leg and you'll stop them, you won't kill them. But in real life, actually shooting somebody in the leg is possibly going to kill them. It's a huge chance that will kill them because there's actually multiple arteries in your leg, and if that artery gets hit, you are going to lose a ton of blood really quickly, and so you could die just from blood loss. And people think, oh, you know, somebody gets shot in the leg, it's not going to kill you, but it very much can. And so that, you know, people look at stuff like this and they're like, you know, why can't police just shoot somebody in the leg? Well, first of all, it could still kill the person if they shoot him in the leg. So there's still a possibility that can kill them. And secondly is it's a life and death situation like that right there. Like a situation like that, like the guy's aiming a shotgun at you, is you're not going to think, I'm just going to shoot him in the leg, because the leg is a smaller target. You're going to shoot him in the chest. That's the bigger target. That's easier to hit. That's what you're going to react to. That's where you're going to shoot. It's a deadly threat. You're trying to stop the threat. You're not necessarily trying to kill, but you're trying to stop the threat. And so that's, and also is people act like criminals are going to stand still. Like they're just going to stand still, like not move at all. They're going to move their legs. They're going to move their body. And so that's where cops are going to aim, is they're going to aim at the chest. But like a lot of the people that say, oh, you know, why can't cops just shoot at the legs? They don't really know what they're talking about.
So I give you a hit and run. You bring me back fraud, conspiracy, and first-degree murder. This is how a good detective operates, Phelps. You take nothing at face value. You keep digging and asking questions until you get to the truth. You got some sharp elbows on you, detective. I like that. Keep up the good work.
So the captain doesn't get pissed at you if you kill Leroy. If you kill Leroy in that, he doesn't get pissed. Okay, so we got everything here, and I also got that it was doubt for the for that bartender when I went back and I did that. But that is pretty much it. Marriage Made in Heaven has been completed. So yeah, it was, basically is she plotted, she was cheating on Lester, and she was, plotting with Leroy. Leroy was gonna stab, Lester, and then Lester was gonna crawl out in the street. It didn't seem like he pushed him, he just limped in the street, but the thing is, that plan is kind of crazy, because the timing that it would require, that he would be, you know, limp out in the street, and there'd happen to be a car at that moment that would just hit him. So, you know, the timing of that is just a bit ridiculous too. But that was, you know, that was basically their ultimate plan there. And so she was just as guilty as he was there. You know, they're both guilty. But I don't know if there's any extra dialogue the next case, if she ends up surviving or he ends up dying. I guess we'll see. But yeah, you can end the case. You can end the case those two ways, where you can go to her house once you have all the evidence, and then Leroy will shoot and kill her and then run away, and then you can arrest Leroy, or you can kill him, or you can do that situation, that one where I did, where you can find all the evidence except the knife, and then confront Leroy at the bar with the knife. He'll run away, he'll stop on that roof, you know, he'll shoot at you, and you can actually arrest him before that. I'm pretty sure you can arrest him if you just aim your gun at him. You can arrest him, but you can also kill him, and there's really no consequences for that. Some of the cases, if you actually kill fleeing suspects, there are actually consequences, but in that one there isn't. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. If you did, do drop a like, and I will see you on the next one. The moral of the lesson in this case is that to never look at something with face value. That's pretty much what it is. That's basically the whole lesson in this case, is that the case seemed like it was just a hit and run, but there was just more to it, so it's why you always need to investigate. I think that's pretty much the lesson in this case. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do drop a like, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.